So Jason, with the Switch 2 coming out any minute now, like
Wow.
what do you want from Switch 2 in its first year?
I want a good poker game.
A good poker game?
I want a great poker game. I want a game that I can play poker for hours and hours and hours. No, that just means like Red Dead. Isn't Red Dead on Switch 1? Is Red Dead 2 on Switch 1 or is it just
Red
1?
Dead 2 is not on Switch 1. Red Dead 2
Okay,
could come to Switch 2.
It will.
You think
I'm calling it now. It will. Maybe not the first year, but it will.
Yeah, do you think GTA 5 is going to come out on Switch 2, or do you think they're going to just try and put 6 on there?
Yeah, they done whoring 5?
Yeah, who knows?
Maybe when 6 comes out, they'll put 5 on Switch 2.
Okay. But like
6 is not coming to Switch 2.
personally though,
no
and
way.
seriously, like do you have any are you just okay with anything, or do you have anything specifically that you're hoping for the, let's say, the first 12 months of Switch 2?
Okay, so obviously I want to see new games. I think there is a lot of smoke. There was a lot of smoke a couple years ago about Donkey Kong 65. It's not going to be called that, but you know what I mean. Another 3D Donkey Kong game, as supported by the new design, right?
Yeah.
Like why would
and
they have
you
a
know
whole
they
new
had
design?
it happened with Kirby, so
It did. That was wild, man.
Wasn't
because
it?
that was a rumor. Everybody was predicting that. Like everybody was like, I think there's going to be a 3D Kirby. And I was making fun of them because it seemed so far-fetched, and then it was real.
it was good
And I couldn't
too.
believe it. It's all right. I was kind of underwhelmed. TBH.
All right, well you'd agree it's good.
It's well put together. I thought it was
it's
kind of
put together well. It has some fun
Yeah.
boss fights.
Maybe. I don't know. I
It's
didn't
not
make
my
it that
favorite
far.
Kirby experience, but it was cute and fun, and playing it with someone else too, I had a blast.
I am just the grump. Like, hey, I'm grump. That's what this dynamic is.
Yeah, the thing about that,
It's like
I'm not so
everything that
great.
comes up. Yeah, everything that comes up, it's like, that sucked. Fucking Kirby, that sucked.
Sucks.
You know what's wild that was real? The fucking Mario and Rabbids game. How was that real?
Yeah, I remember that rumor. I was just like, that was like
Yeah.
not a rumor I wanted to hear around the time the Switch was coming out. I was like, oh no, like this is not what we need over here. But
Did
then
you
there was
play it?
that really emotional moment with the developer and like Miyamoto calling him out at E3. Rest in peace, E3. And then he had
guy
like,
crying.
he teared up and stuff, and I teared up. I did.
Did you play it? Did you play the game?
No,
Oh,
I didn't play it.
it was good.
Yeah,
I didn't love it. I didn't like it enough to get the sequel, but I liked it. Was another one of those things where it was early enough in the Switch that I was more open-minded to just trying something because it was on the Switch. So I
Yeah.
got it. It was a little slow, but I trudged my way through it, and it was fine.
All my friends played it, and
Really?
even my sister, it came with her Switch when she finally got one. And
What?
like,
That got bundled?
yeah, it did. And you can add, well, it was at least part of a holiday bundle somewhere. It was maybe not an official one, but it was one that a retailer had put together.
Okay, I was gonna say that's an odd game
Yeah.
to bundle with the Switch.
They just had extra copies, I think.
Yeah, probably just unsold.
But yeah, it's a
makes
game
sense.
that I kind of want to play. It's a game that I think like looks better than I imagined, and it's just one of those games that for whatever reason I never got around to playing.
I almost feel like you missed the boat, and I don't
Yeah.
think they're making a third. I feel like the second one did poorly, right?
It did. It was one of those. It's probably one of those things that really could only work that well once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't, yeah, exactly. Everybody saw that coming. You can't sequelize. The idea was absurd the first time, like enough to get us to check it out. And it was a good enough game. It wasn't an amazing, like, game of the year game that
Yeah.
people want more of necessarily. It was just kind of a thing that came out, and it was fun for what it was.
When the Switch 1 like launched though, I feel like everyone likes to remember that first year.
Yeah.
It was amazing. So many
You
good
want
games
this
came
year
out.
to be amazing for Switch 2.
What?
Well, you want this year to be amazing for Switch 2 because that's why we're predicting, what's coming out this
Yeah,
year.
like I do. Back like when Switch, it wasn't every month with Switch 1, but it felt like at least every month and a half there was like a
Yeah.
new game that almost everyone who had a Switch and was into it would pick up.
Exactly, because the library, as I said, the tube effect. This is I forget what it's called, but it's the idea that the further back in time you go in relation to media, the more common a reference point it is. Like, boomers all watched the exact same TV shows because there were only 3 TV channels.
Yeah. What, Gilligan's
And these
Island?
days, there's nothing,
Yeah.
like, culture isn't so amalgamous. It works the same way with game consoles, too.
Yeah.
When there's less games, it's more unified, the reference points.
Yeah, it's fun whenever a new system launches, you know, like whatever games come out like right away, that's what everyone's going to be talking about like, you know, 6 or 7 years ago when we're moving on to Switch 3.
All right, so it's September of this year. What is the game everybody's talking about?
I mean, Mario Kart's probably coming out, right? I mean, do you
Yeah.
think that's the launch game? Or do you think it's going to be
mean-
like a few months off of launch?
No, they showed it first for a reason. I feel like there's a good chance it'll even
Yeah.
come with the system.
Well, you know, like they did show, you're right. They showed it first. They showed Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild first on the Switch reveal
Yeah.
commercial. But they also in that same commercial showed off Mario Odyssey, and that didn't come out until October 27th of that year.
The thing is, we've seen one game. I feel like if we've only seen one game, there's a good chance that's going to be the first thing we get.
Yeah, and that's something that's like a safe assumption, I'd say. And
Yeah.
like, do you think 3D Mario's coming out at launch, or are they going to give Mario Kart a little space to breathe, or is Mario Kart just like the multiplayer? Do you think they're going to come out with like a big multiplayer game and a big single player game? Because that would be ideal for me.
I almost have a hard time believing that we're going to get so little lead on a 3D Mario. I feel like they're not going to announce it and then release it a couple months later. I feel like that's going to be a big, they drop it and it's coming in a year, not it's coming in 2 months.
What about holiday?
So I feel like
I think holiday's enough.
it could. I'm going to guess no, but I guess I wouldn't be shocked either.
Well, you know, going back to the Newegg leaks, there will be a new 3D Mario. A very valid
Sure.
and 100% accurate
Yes.
Newegg leak.
The Newegg leak, of course.
Yeah.
It's up there with the Grinch leak.
Yeah, reported on by Forbes.com. So
Yeah. Well, that is pretty fancy. I mean, you know.
yeah, that's fancy for a Switch rumor, right?
That is, yeah. If it's on Forbes, shit.
Yeah. I don't know. I think like if we're talking ports,
Boring, but
I
sure.
think, you know, month 1, I'll say within
Yeah?
2 months of the Switch
Okay.
launching, Elden Ring's got to come, right? I mean, because I think back to
Unlikely.
the Switch 1 and Skyrim, like Skyrim was the big open world game, and now that's Elden Ring.
There's a major difference between Skyrim and Elden Ring.
Yeah, one of them's good.
And that is From Software is slow as dinosaurs to put their games on other shit. They are never on it.
Might I remind you of Nintendo's very close working relationship with From Software, giving them one
They
of
got
the
one
only
game?
amiibos.
They got one game 5 years ago. That's the relationship.
What else are they going to put on the Switch, though? They literally couldn't put anything else on Switch.
What are you talking about? They could put a whole bunch of shit on Switch. From Software made more games before Dark Souls, you know.
No, I know, but I'm talking about like those games onward. Like one of my
They could have
dreams
put
for
2
Switch
on
2.
easily as well.
I'll
like
say
if
this.
they could put 1 on, they could put 2 on.
Give us the Dark Souls trilogy.
Yeah, I mean, 3 would be a little weird, but they could probably make it work if they wanted to.
They could make it work, dude. I would love Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 on there. I'd love the Demon Souls remake. That probably wouldn't ever happen, but that'd be sick.
But the thing with Skyrim is it's a whore. It is on every system ever. I think those are the types of things we are going to get, you know, early ports on, not anything from Software. And that just doesn't make sense to me.
I made a joke about one of those 2 games being good, implying that Elden Ring was good and Skyrim bad, but Skyrim is not a bad game. I'll say that right now.
Never played it.
Yeah. Elden Ring's not bad either.
No, Elden Ring's great, of course.
Yeah. And, you know, if it comes out again, though, I'm anticipating kind of like a full package. Like it would be really cool if there was like a release of the game for Switch 2 on a cartridge that had the DLC baked in. I think that would be really cool.
I think you're a crazy person. If this is a Switch 2 product, it's a Switch 2 product in 2032. It's not coming this year.
You think Master Chief Collection's coming at launch?
That'd be pretty epic. That'd be cool. I would like to see some revived interest in that. I would love to, get some people into that.
I think that like there's a chance that Halo on Nintendo might breathe a little new life, much needed life into that franchise.
I agree.
Because
also, do you think Master Chief Collection is the play, or do you think they would do Infinite?
I feel like they'd probably start with Infinite. Xbox has just been making all the wrong moves for the past 5 years.
I like Infinite, for the record. I think the multiplayer is fun.
I honestly, my personal wish would be that they just ditch Master Chief Collection and then they just
And do a
port
whole
each
new
one individually. Give me Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3. Let me buy
Monkey's
carts.
Paw.
Let's get a dedicated server for
They're going to
each one of
charge
those games.
$40 each if they do that. I don't want that. No.
You can
don't
play
do
with
that.
mouse controls, Halo 1.
No. Give me Master Chief Collection for $60. Do not give me Halo 1 for $40, Halo 2 for $40, Halo 3 for $40, Halo 4 for $60. Don't do that. No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm more inclined to buy them individually, but I see what you're saying. I wouldn't buy them at those prices. Well, hold up. I think you could get $39.99 out of me for each one of those games. You definitely
That's
could.
Insane.
You definitely
I would not
could.
be getting any of them.
I'd pay
if they were
$40.
sold individually, I would not be getting any of them.
Well, actually, when they released the anniversary edition of Halo CE, I think it was only $39.99.
Okay, that was 15 years ago.
Yeah, so maybe I'm thinking wrong. Maybe they'd be $30 a pop. In which case, buying 3 of them is not so out of the question, especially given that certain games are looking like. I saw that GTA might be what, $100?
More than 3 games. There's more than 3 games. They would split the baby with ODST. They would count that as 2, so it would be like 50. They're going to charge for Reach. I need Reach. I know you don't like Reach, but I need Reach. If Reach isn't involved, I'm not involved.
I liked
fuck
the campaign for Reach. I just didn't really.
I like the multiplayer,
was too far gone.
great.
It just no longer felt like Halo to me.
Yeah, I mean the equipable shit.
Armor lock.
Not classic Halo, but that's what I grew up on, man. That was my Halo. So.
Well, Nintendo has a really good working relationship with Square Enix these days. Do you think Final Fantasy VII Remake might come year 1? Rebirth?
Oh.
A rebirth of Rebirth, if you will?
Has the goat kind of passed with that? Do people still care? I guess so.
I think people would definitely buy these games. The thing is, with Switch 1, it gave new life to a lot of games.
There's a lot of Final Fantasies on Switch 1. You can get, of course, the Pixel remasters are on Switch. Mm-hmm. You can play just regular 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 HD.
This thought just came to me, and I'm really excited about it all of a sudden.
What?
Switch 2, I feel like Nintendo, it used the Wii U's library to carry it for way too long. They just kept releasing, which Wii U games
They can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
They're out.
You can't do that anymore. They're already all out. So there's nothing, there's no more Wii U left to just suck from, right? So does that mean we're going to get maybe more games for Switch 2? I mean, that would be my dream.
Yeah, I mean, if it equates to 1 or 2 new games a year, that adds up over the course of a system's lifespan.
Do you remember when they killed off the 3DS and the narrative was that Nintendo's going to have more output now because they don't have to split their development between portable games and console games?
It was kind of true, right? It was half true.
I just feel like I never really saw that increased output. I mean, the past 2 years there have been very few big Switch releases, in my opinion.
Well, the result was games on the Switch that were clearly 3DS tier games.
Yeah.
We both love Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Loved it.
That is, as far as production quality goes, that is a B tier, a C tier put together game.
If we're looking at the backgrounds and it is kind of
that is not a premium experience. That is a handheld 3DS game.
As a game, I'd say it's a premium experience. I mean, it's your number 1 Switch game.
Yeah, but
it's in our top 3.
I mean, the way it runs and the graphics and just everything about it, the stank of everything surrounding it.
It could be better.
It's a very stanky game, but it's clearly like a 3DS game that was, that's what it would be if we were still living in the split timeline where Nintendo was two things. That would have been a handheld game.
Yeah, now I didn't play Engage, but were the graphics better?
Not really. I mean, I don't remember. I played it for like 5 or 6 hours.
Okay.
Wasn't feeling it. What happened with that is it came out while I was playing Genealogy: The Holy War, and I just didn't. I wasn't gonna juggle two emblems.
Yeah.
And that game left me like so satisfied and like done with Fire Emblem for a while.
Yeah, if you're playing like the literal goat and then you're playing like Engage side by side, I feel like you're gonna drop it. I mean, when I was playing Dragon Warrior 2, and I was playing simultaneously Tears of the Kingdom, Dragon Warrior 2 was pulling at me a lot harder, actually. Just like, man, screw Tears of the Kingdom. I've got Dragon Warrior 2.
For me, the one that's going to lead to a YouTube video is the one that's going to win. So, Genealogy: The Holy War did, and Engage never would have. So.
Well, hey, Tears of the Kingdom may very well lead to a YouTube video for me still. So we'll see.
Hell yeah.
But
better.
That actually brings up a good point about Fire Emblem. You think we're going to get a Fire Emblem year one? Like, I'm talking 12 months, not like this year.
Probably not.
And
Probably
a lot
not.
of people have actually, we're due for a Fire Emblem remake, and Genealogy very well could be that remake.
That's what everybody's been speculating. I feel like they might mess it up, so.
They might mess it up, but
I enjoy the street cred of having actually played the game. I'm not pretending like everyone else probably is about that game. So.
Well, I'm not pretending. I
enjoy-
haven't played it. However, I do own it, and I think you've seen my copy.
The thing is, ironically, I don't own it. So I have played through it.
Yeah. The reason I haven't played it is mainly because I bought it, but it's only in Japanese.
Well,
and,
yeah,
you know,
it's
I
in
have the
Japanese.
cart and
Exactly.
yeah, I need to like get like the ROM, like whatever. I need to get the translation patch for that.
That is one of those things where when the trailer drops, everybody's going to pretend that they know everything about that game. When
Dude,
less
everyone
than
pretended to
1%.
know everything about that game when Awakening came out. I remember going on like the Fire Emblem subreddit at the time.
Well,
and
here's the maybe not on the subreddit, but if you went on like the Fire Emblem fan forum,
like
they
Serene's
probably
Forest
did know
or whatever
everything about it. I don't know what it's called, but
yeah, it's like it was called Serene Forest or something like that. I think it was just funny because everyone had clearly like we're talking 90% of people had clearly just played their first Fire Emblem, myself being one of them. And then everyone was like trying to pretend that they had played others and like that they were a true fan and all this stuff. It was cringe.
well, I mean, I'd played a bunch of Fire Emblem games before Awakening, so if I were in those communities, I wouldn't have been a true poser.
That's true, but like most people. For sure. I loved Awakening.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, it's a crusty old game, I know. Not a ton of people have played through it, so people like to pretend that they haven't when they haven't.
Did you have it for Game Boy Advance and GameCube then?
I played the Wii one, and I played the one that was just called Fire Emblem, which is...
That's Game Boy Advance. The Wii one is Radiant Dawn?
Yeah.
Or no.
Yeah, well, I had that one too, but
Yeah.
I also
that was like
played through
Micaiah.
I played through Sacred Stones on 3DS Ambassador, which was before Awakening came out. So,
yeah. Well, was it before? And you know what? It was. I
Yes.
didn't play it until after Awakening though, because of Awakening. I was also
Well,
a
Awakening
3DS
was
ambassador.
that was like 2013 or 14 when that came out.
Yeah. Oh man, Fire Emblem. It was so good when it came out, man.
Yeah.
I miss the 3DS, dude.
You mentioned Square Enix earlier. I think them doing something with Kingdom Hearts would be more likely than something with Final Fantasy, honestly.
What about maybe potentially Balan Wonderland?
That's already on Switch.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's what I've played it on, yeah.
Oh man, game looked bad. The Chocobo Racing probably on Switch as well. Then,
I think that is, yeah, I think that's on Switch.
well, maybe Final Fantasy 15 comes out.
Maybe. Yeah, Switch never got 13. I think we're due for 13.
13, 13.2, 16. We could get 16.
I feel like we're not going to get 16. 16 was a 5 exclusive. It wasn't even on the 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the true premium, like, PlayStation 5, the game.
Well, you're right. Then we might not get that one. It's not only on PS5 though, right?
No, it might be on PC now, maybe.
Yeah, they give it like a year of exclusivity.
Yeah. I think it might have came to PC after a year. It's
Like-
not on Xbox, though. I know that.
Sekiro could come out.
Maybe. Yeah. I could see that more than Elden Ring.
Yeah, like an Armored Core as well. They might have had more time to prepare. They might want to wait until they can get the DLC working on Switch to release Elden Ring.
I gotta be honest, I don't know shit about Armored Core.
But
So-
I'm excited for that initial Switch trailer where we're going to get like way more info on what games we can expect. And like,
We don't know anything. It's just pure speculation. We have no
I'm
idea.
excited to replay games just because they're on Switch too, man. I'm that kind of guy right now.
No. I'm not excited about ports at all. I'm sorry. Show me something new. If they show a new Fire Emblem, I'll be excited for that.
Okay.
If they
well,
show the new Donkey Kong, I'll be excited for that.
let me finish this topic with this though. The Switch 2 will fail if it does not get Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. Whether it be in the trilogy pack or standalone, this system fails without Dark Souls 2.
Why Scholar of the First Sin?
I just decided that's what I wanted, so
That's the one you want? Yeah.
I don't know.
Not even.
No,
not,
you know
can't
what'd be
do the
cool
OG,
is
it has to be
if you
Scholar.
could play the original version of Dark Souls 2 with the DLC. So you could play Dark Souls 2 without the different enemy placements from Scholar of the First Sin and have the DLC. Because the only reason Scholar of the First Sin is more appealing to me is because the DLC is baked in. So you get all three
I feel like
DLCs.
this discussion has been way too From Software focused because they're not exactly a strong partner with Nintendo, so I wouldn't expect anything.
Bro,
from them,
look at the amiibo.
naturally.
What do I keep telling you, man?
That doesn't mean anything.
It's the biggest proof we have, dude.
Okay, all right. I mean, if you want to wish cast this into reality, then yes.
Listen, Nintendo doesn't give an amiibo to just anybody.
They gave one to Shovel Knight, so that's not true.
The Shovel Knight that was a big deal. That came out on the 3DS, remember, and the Wii U. People
Is it on
wanted to play
3DS?
Shovel Knight on Nintendo.
I got it physically on Wii U. I did not even know it existed on 3DS. That's kinda
Oh,
cool,
dude, I was
guess.
counting down the days for that game on 3DS.
Did it come out later on 3DS or was it the same day?
I think it was even first. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think
What? No, I think you're very wrong.
you know what? Let me look it up real quick.
I'm pretty sure if that happened, it was either same day or it was definitely not first. Let me look this up.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
Shovel Knight. Wikipedia.
Yeah. It's not giving me the dates. Okay.
Oh, it
here
was
is.
same day. 3DS.
Same day.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3DS and Wii U same day. I got it on the 3DS because I did own the Wii U, but I wanted the 3D effect. The 3D was great in that game.
It has 3D.
Yeah, of course it does. Like the 2D games with like the layers separated looks so good on the 3DS. Like the 3D classics game, like Kid Icarus, Kirby's Adventure, all those.
Oh, dude, that was a good line. Why did they stop doing those? Sega actually outdid Nintendo with those because Sega did more of them and they did them better.
Yeah, you know, when the 3DS in eShop was closing, I rushed to my 3DS and I bought Space
Yeah?
Harrier 3D.
Oh, that's got to be a good one. Yeah, I don't have
It's
that
cool
one.
because it comes with like an arcade mode that like around the game replicates the arcade machine because
dude.
the arcade machine would like move and stuff.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Welcome to the fantasy zone.